What's up, everybody? Hope y'all are having a blessed day. I'm just going to do a quick review on this 2023 F-150. Picked it up last week. Haven't got to put many miles on it, but today I'm headed out of town for work and going a little over 400 miles one way. So just want to do a quick review on it. It's a, like I said, 23 F-150. It's got the 2.7 Ecoboost in it, paired to the 10-speed transmission. And honestly, coming from the diesel world, I've had a bunch of 6-liter Power Strokes, a couple Cummins, 6.7 Cummins as well. I'm actually really impressed with this little baby Eco engine. Just the line of work I'm now in, can't really justify daily driving a diesel pickup truck. 5 minutes to and from work. It didn't even get up to operating temp by the time I got to the office to shut it off. So there's that, and then I've just been driving a lot of longer trips for work, like this one. And so the fuel mileage, on the last 6-liter I had, running 76 miles an hour like this, I was averaging about 17, maybe 17 and a half on a good day. But just even with me changing my own oil, I'm a big fan of AM's oil for those 6 liters, and just the upkeep, changing my own oil was $160, $175, and then fuel filters are $120 nowadays. Fuel being $1 more a gallon, and just the fact that it's a 20-year-old truck with no payment on it, but it's a 20-year-old diesel truck. No matter how good you take care of it, things are going to break just because of time and wear and tear. So made the decision to sell that truck, pick this one up, and the reason I went with the baby EcoBoost above all was just the reviews I'd seen online and talking with some of the guys at the Ford dealership that I know very well and trust their opinions. 2.7 seems to have the least amount of issues out of them compared to the 3.5 or the 5-liter or the Power Boost. The Power Boost is this different animal. I wasn't interested in it at all, but I test drove another one of the trucks that had the 3.5 in it, and for what I'm doing, this truck will basically never see a trailer. I've got a little utility trailer, that I may put something on here or there, but it may see, in the 5 years that I plan on keeping this, it may see a trailer, once or twice a year. So didn't really need the extra power from the 3.5. It was really just looking for reliability and fuel economy. I've got 3 kids in car seats, so the Ford cabs are the biggest on the market in my opinion, and we have plenty of room. I'm 6'9", my wife is 6 foot, so we've got some tall kids as well, and we have plenty of room in this truck with all of us in here. And after adding a bed cover to it, we've got plenty of trunk space too. So it's been really good for us. I actually had another reason I went with the 2.7. I had a 2019 with the 5.0 in it, and I bought it used just like this truck. And I'd always heard good things about the 5.0 Coyote motor, but I had a different experience with it. I bought it. It had 78,000 miles on it. The truck was extremely clean. It was an STX package, so nothing special. But paint, there was no dents, dings. The underneath was clean. All you up north people know about that, even on these aluminum trucks. The interior was spotless. The truck seemed like it had been really, somebody taking really good care of it. And so when I went to buy it, I passed on the extended warranty just because, in my experience in the past, never had any issues with anything that made it justify buying the extended warranty. Plus, is how often I've went through vehicles, mostly older vehicles though. I don't really keep anything that long. This is going to be different because I'm going to force myself now that I've kind of bought the truck that I wanted. Plan on keeping it, but the extended warranty warranty just didn't seem too important to me when I bought that 5.0 truck. But drove it off the lot, got 2 months, 2,000 miles later, started having some cam phaser rattle, and was driving it one day, and check engine light came on, and that rattle got significantly worse. I took it the next day, actually called the dealership the next day, and they were like 3.5 weeks backed up on their service department, and there really wasn't much they could do with me, so I took it to a somewhat local auto shop that has a really good reputation in our area, and they diagnosed it, ended up doing cam phasers on it at right at 80,000 miles, and so I was out of pocket. I think it was like $4,200 all said and done. So that really sucked. It kind of put a bad taste in my mouth for the 5 liter, and that early model 10 speed, even at 80,000 miles, I could tell it wasn't near as smooth as these newer trucks are. So I went ahead, sold it, got back into a 6 liter. Actually, take that back. I bought a half-ton 16 model Chevrolet with a 5.3. That was a great truck. Didn't have any issues, knock on wood. But my wife has a 16 Yukon, as you've seen from my other video, and we had some issues with it, with the lifters. Ended up doing the lifters, cam, the whole nine, to make it more reliable and hopefully keep it on the road with no issues for a while. So yeah, that's just the kind of the background on why I chose the 2.7. But again, big reason why I chose it, as you can see by that fuel mileage right there. I've been driving 238 miles. Yeah, average, I guess roughly about 70 miles an hour. I have been through quite a bit of construction zones and, 55, 60 miles an hour. But for the most part, I'm the driver that uses cruise control as much as possible. So I'll sit here and go up and down 1 or 2 miles an hour just so I don't have to turn it off when I get behind somebody. And it is in eco mode. I honestly, don't hate on me, I honestly don't know what the eco mode does for the truck. But whatever, it sounds good. I'm just trying to see, honestly, what kind of fuel mileage I can get headed out this way. And so yeah, that's the big reason. It's again, it's a 23. It's an XLT, but it's a loaded out XLT. It's got the 360 camera, the bigger screen, leather, heated seats. I guess really the only thing the big difference between it and the Lariat, I'm not sure, like the Lariat suspensions, if they're different or anything. You all can educate me on that. Put in the comments if you know some differences there. But I guess the big difference as far as creature comforts to me is that it doesn't have a heated steering wheel or cooled seats. I don't care for the heated steering wheel if I have it or not, but I would like those cooled seats. But I didn't feel like dropping Lariat money at this time. So yeah, I mean, I'm really impressed with it so far. They say it has 325 horse, 400 torque, and that's plenty enough for what I'm doing. Again, it's just a grocery getter for me, daily driver. Don't really need the truck, but couldn't justify an Expedition Max just because of prices right now. And I like a truck, just partial to it. So the only thing that's not stock on this truck is when I bought it, I had kind of worked out a deal. Part of the buy was to get a 2-inch leveling kit put on it before dealership to keep everything under warranty. So it does have a 2-inch leveling kit, but it still has the stock 275 60/20 Pirelli. They're ATRs, but they're more just like an all-weather tire. And I really thought that the 275 would look small, or 275 60 would look small on this truck after I got the leveling kit. And honestly, it doesn't look that bad. I definitely am going to go up to something else. I'm going to go for an AT tire, true AT tire. Can't really make up my mind on what I'm going to do. Looking at the Toyota Country 83s, the Terragraph G3s, Recon Grapplers, something in that lineup. If you all have any experience with those on an F-150, concern is road noise and, wet traction. Just trying to want something quality, keep us safe in the snow and the rain when I got the fam with me. And then road noise is a big thing just because I'm on my phone a lot going down the road, so I don't want to add any extra hum more than needed, because after driving a 6-liter for years, I really enjoy my peace and quiet in this truck. But yeah, no, I'm really impressed with this 2.7. Plan on driving the wheels off of it and try to keep it a while. I think last year like 25,000 miles for work, so hopefully over the next few years we'll keep some reviews going on mileage updates and cost of ownership. That's a big thing for me. I have an accounting degree. I'm in the finance field, and so I'm really nerd out when it comes to like cost of ownership. What's it going to cost me to actually own? Because I did go for an extended warranty, and part of that is it has to be serviced at Ford recommended intervals at the dealership. So I'm going to see. I've always took the time to maintain things myself. I'm really OCD on maintenance because an oil change is a lot cheaper than an engine. That's what I've always went by. And I would rather spend some money, on maintenance. I always believe, if you treat your truck right, it'll treat you right. But sometimes I'm wrong. Sometimes no matter what you do, some things happen. Still mechanical issues or whatever. Big reason why I got that extended warranty, from what I can see with these trucks, is just electronic stuff going out, turbos maybe, but that's still less common with these 2.7s. But yeah, guys, just wanted to give you a quick update and review on this truck. Very impressed with it, and honestly, like I said, we've got 3 car seats, and we're pretty sure three's good for us. So if we end up being 100% sure that no more kids coming, then I'm probably going to go ahead and scoop one of these up for my wife, because I kind of like having the truck option. I love the Expedition Maxes, but just with how they're priced anymore, you can get a very well optioned XLT F-150 for 75%, 65% of the cost of a Expedition Max. I know I looked at an XLT Expedition Max while I was looking at this truck, and it had over twice as many miles. It was cloth, not nowhere near the amount of options this truck has, and it was still $20,000 more. So yeah, I'm a big fan of these F-150s nowadays. Now I will say that once I get through with this truck, the wife may drive an F-150 just because she likes them, but I will probably go back to an F-250 and but get into a newer body 6.7, just because I truly it's not a need, it's just a want. I like the Super Duties a lot. I like how they ride. I'm just a bigger truck, more a fan of it. And then just if I do have to tow anything, for the farm or something, then I can. Then I have the option to. With the 250, don't have to really worry about being overweight, or if I go on a marketplace run and find a good deal on something like this guy here with his tractor, then I don't have to really worry about tow anything heavy long distance with a half-ton truck. But yeah, guys, hope you all have a blessed day, night, evening, afternoon, whenever you're watching this, and leave some comments on what you all think, what your experiences are with the F-150 engine options, and even other brands. I looked at a Ram with that SST engine. It was very appealing because those new body Rams have a lot of interior space. That's the biggest thing for me, is the interior space. I think Ford is hard to beat. I love the mega cab Cummins, but they were out of my price point right now. But yeah, leave some comments on what tires you've had, what AT tires or RT tires you've had luck with on these F-150s.